And yesterday, just because there's a little conference here going on, we did issue and made our dates public. So for anybody wondering if this tokenization thing is real, I assure you it is. So July 13th, and a very precise date, we are—
Wait, July 13th of
2026.
2026, y'all. This is like an intra-year thing.
That's right.
This year.
It's happening this year. We're going to start tokenizing. We're going to do a soft launch because it's really important to assess the state of readiness of the industry. We also have set up some working groups where a lot of our participants and their partners can participate. That was very eloquent for me, participants and their but it's really important so we can make sure we're all ready for the big launch come October. So it is here, it's real, it's moving forward. We have a lot of people lined up to work with us to start tokenizing their assets and starting to leverage and execute on their digital strategies, which is, after, I don't know, talking about this for 10 years now, it's really, really cool to say we've arrived. So,
I mean, I was.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, what an introduction to today's video breakdown. Now, that was Nadine Jakar from the DTCC confirming that they are ready. Soft launching with tokenization of real-world assets in July 2026, which is only a few months away, and then the full launch in October of this year. If you're not paying attention to what is happening in the DeFi, digital asset, crypto, Web3, blockchain ecosystem, now more than ever is the time to start to lock in. So in today's video breakdown, we're going to be playing some video clips. I'm going to be reading some documents that just dropped for you all. We're going to be listening to some industry leading experts today. If you guys enjoy these types of video breakdowns, do me that favor, smash that thumbs up button, subscribe. We're probably going to discuss digital assets like XRP, HBAR, Canton. Remember that none of this is financial advice. Always do your own personal research, but I want to show you all what the people in control of this new digital transformation are saying. So first, starting on the topic of AI agents, considering what the DTCC representative just said about how they're going to go live with tokenization, real world assets. And as we progress through today's video breakdown, you guys are going to see why DeFi and learning DeFi strategies and how to get your digital assets working for you are going to be so important. In the future, we're going to be living in an environment where you're going to have multiple AI agents as an individual that do multiple different things and carry out different tasks for you. Don't take that from me. Take that from industry leading experts, multi-millionaires / billionaires in this space that know where the future is headed because they've literally helped build the infrastructure and lay the foundation over the course of the past decade. So listen to what CZ from, he's not from Binance, but was the Binance founder. And listen to what he says here about AI agents. And this is going to carry on our conversation today. This is from the PBD podcast. So listen to what CZ has to say. This was just posted 5 days ago.
Good numbers to service you
pretty well
to service users.
Where do you think it can go in the future? I know you're not running it. Yeah. What do you think it can turn into?
I think, well, their CEO He Yi just announced their target is 3 billion users as the next target. But I don't think that's the ultimate target. That's just the next target.
What do you think would be the ultimate target?
I think, well, everybody on the planet should use money, and that's humans, and then there are AI agents, and that's going to be like, all of us should have thousands. Each person should have thousands of AI agents. So in the future, we may count humans plus agents. I don't know.
Each of us should have thousands of AI agents
working for us. Yeah.
Working for us.
Yeah. So, they can edit this podcast video for you. They can buy your coffee. They can, I don't know, book your trips, hotels, flights. Yeah.
You just fired 15 people here, CC. These are nice people here. You're talking to them. I mean,
they're going to use their agents to do the work for them, and then you're going to have more podcasts.
So if you have 5,000 employees.
Okay, so that's just to give you a little taste to open up the door as to what's coming in the future. And that future that he's talking about is happening right now. Right now in this moment, just like the lady from the DTCC just said to you all, this is happening this year. Listen to what MoonPay's Ivan Soto says at Solana Accelerate 2026. Again, this was only posted 6 days ago. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. 123 views. There are billions of people on this earth that need to be paying attention to this information. And it's unfortunate, but people are not. You can see it in the views. Instead, what's trending on social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, are distractions. This is the stuff that we need to, as a civilization, need to pay attention to as the retail space in crypto, because if you don't, you risk falling behind. This is an education curve that is going to wipe out a lot of people. And now's the time to lock in. Listen to what this gentleman here from MoonPay says about how AI agents will be in full control of everything. And this should make you bullish on DeFi, right? Take a second and listen.
DeFi. Is that something that you guys think is going to happen? And what role is MoonPay going to play in that?
100%. Yeah, I think DeFi will overtake CeFi. I think, generally we move to the most efficient system. I think DeFi is going to be vastly more efficient. And, for us, we always saw, okay, first iteration of crypto, kind of closed loop, centralized order book, a lot of these exchanges held onto your keys. But the future is you should be in control, right? You should be in control. You should be able to move into any asset on chain frictionlessly. And you look at Solana. Solana is moving, I think, #1 indexed volume trading on a weekly basis. We're starting to see, I think we're looking at around 27% penetration relative to centralized exchanges in terms of volume happening through DeFi. And I think that's only going to continue to accelerate. And I think really the driver of that, we're obviously seeing amazing stuff going on with agentic. We're going to continue to see agents take more possession of your transactions, take on more of your financial life. And as that happens, these agents don't sleep. They'll work on weekends. They are going to be instantly transacting. They'll be far more efficient. And so what is going to be the infrastructure of choice for agents? It's most likely going to be DeFi. So if we take that thesis, then we should be bullish on DeFi.
How close do you think we are to agents transacting on our behalf while we're sleeping and paying our bills?
Yeah. So we've been really focused on this. So we were one of the first to roll out the MoonPay CLI, so command line interface. You can take one line of code, you can give it to your OpenClaw agent. And with an authorization of MoonPay, we can essentially open up a bank account for you. We can top up a wallet. We can swap from any asset to any asset. We just announced a Moon Agent card, so you can actually have those agents start to spend on your behalf. But I really think one of the things that we really need to solve with agents is UX. So right now, there's a lot of instances where humans are in the loop, and in some cases, agents aren't really good at crawling a lot of websites. So the idea would be, how can you make an agent completely transact headlessly? Like that's really, I think, the next major upgrade in terms of the UX. So you'll be able to just say something to your agent, and it'll just execute without you having to necessarily navigate to another website or another page. And so we're working on that. We're trying to get as close as possible to, and when I actually zoom out a lot, I think, what is the future of money movement? What is the future of value movement? It's just going to be natural intents. You're going to say, I want to buy Bitcoin on a weekly basis, or I want to move into this asset on Solana. I want to send money to this person. I want to pay this invoice. And ultimately, the agent should be able to instantly transact and do that for you without having to interact with it. And so we'll slowly start to trust it with more and more things. We're going to start with the baby steps, and then over time, I think it will take on more of your financial life.
Cool.
AI agents will take over more of your financial life. And everything that he just mentioned is happening right now in the moment, which is why it's so imperative that us as the average retail investor start to pay attention to these things, educate ourselves. I encourage you all to tap in to the CYPRX research community, because think about it. Let's be honest with ourselves. If you don't know what he was just talking about, you're unaware of the fact that you can utilize an AI agent to scale your personal life efficiently and effectively right now in the moment. The question is, why not, right? You come over here to the CYPRX research section and you click our crypto research organized environment. You can come right down here to AI agents, robotics, and watch all these videos, all this education, all these panel discussions, all the documents that people should be reading talking about AI agents and how to use them to literally revolutionize our lives. But hardly anybody is. Any of these videos that I click on in here have hardly any views, but these are all the views that teach you about the future financial system that is happening in the back end right now. So I encourage you guys, as always, we'd love to have you on the team. Head over to CYPRXtrading.com if you guys want access to any of our research, all the documents, all the panel discussions, all the video breakdowns that we all as a civilization should be tapping into right now with this digital transformation are all inside, shared by the CYPRX researchers. So back to the presentation today. The reason why I brought up AI agents, and I specifically mentioned at the beginning of this call, Canton, is because of something that the lady from the DTCC says, which goes hand in hand with the AI agent kind of headlines that we've seen as of recent. This is Tenzro on Canton. And so this organization here is the operating system for the AI economy. Identity, execution, payments, and verification all built for a world where AI agents transact autonomously. Now, in a post from, I believe, last year, I remember seeing them. They had an announcement with Google joining the Google Cloud program, if I'm not mistaken, off the top of my head. Let me see if I could pull that up. They sure did 1 year ago. So you're seeing major partners in relationship with these organizations, Tenzro, with big names like Google. This is not a company to, ignore. And what did they just put out a few weeks ago? Tenzro on Canton. This document here. And I'm just going to read a couple of highlights, and then we'll end the first portion of today's video breakdown and head over to the second one. But because we hinted on AI agent takeover and how AI agents are going to run the future, listen to what this document says. MasterCard, Visa, Stripe, OpenAI, Google, and Microsoft shipped agent payment standards in the last 12 months. The EU AI Act's high-risk system rules Article 14 and 71 go fully effective August 2nd, 2026. So this is happening this year. NIST published its AI Agent Standard Initiative in February. The Cloud Security Alliance shipped Agentic Trust Framework, Volume 0.9.1 in April. Canton crossed institutional escape velocity, $4 trillion in TVL, $8 trillion a month in tokenized transaction volume, and $1.5 trillion a month in tokenized U.S. Treasury repo. The DTCC partnered with Digital Asset to tokenize $100 trillion of DTC custody U.S. Treasuries on Canton. Limited production in July 2026, right? What did the lady Nadine say? And then full platform launch in October 2026, right? And this document's talking about AI agents. We heard what Nadine said at the beginning of this call. With 50 plus firms, including BlackRock and the rest, joining as governance, co-chair alongside Euroclear, Goldman Sachs, so on and so forth. The global synchronizer is live. The question is no longer, can an agent transact? So this is all unfolding at a very rapid scale. This document talks about what Tenzro and Canton allows these, entities and institutions and enterprises to do by using it. What I like here is it mentions full institutional compliance registries, right? So this is compatible with institutional regulatory rails. We come down here, and the last thing I want to read to you guys is it says, when an agent needs RWAs, regulated tokens, and institutional counterparties or multi-party privacy with atomic settlement, the Canton path is the default route in Tenzro's bridge. So finishing this off, Tenzro is the operating and settlement layer where agents are born, identified, delegated, mandated, paid, and put to work, with workflows tested, AI and Canton wired into the protocol, built and live on testnet right now today. And so this is just more proof that Canton is situating itself for this agentic future that is going to be integral with our financial system, our lives, and this is a massive wake-up call.